Hi, I'm Heather Ogilvy, Outreach Librarian for the Bay County Public Library, and I'm here for Book Buzz. Today is Mother's Day, so I want to say Happy Mother's Day. Although, by the time you see this, it'll be Monday again and not Mother's Day anymore. But I hope you're having a happy one. I know that I am. And I'm here for Book Buzz. Last week it was Monday morning Book Buzz. This week it's Monday afternoon Book Buzz. And on Wednesday, May 20th, it'll be Book Buzz Live at 3 o'clock. So if you'd like to join us for a talk about anything you like, books especially, but anything you like, we'll talk about it. Then there will be an invitation after this video, and you can get in touch with me and I'll send you a link. That's a BYOB event, so if you want to have a book, bring it with you. And I hope I'll see you then. Today I'm going to talk about what I've been reading. The first book is a book that I read last year when it was published, 2019, and I really liked it. So I was thinking about it this week when I was talking to Sarah Burris about a video project that we're working on together. And the name of the book is Women Rowing North. It's written by Mary Pfeiffer, who is a therapist and a professor of women's studies and genius when it comes to all things women. This book is about what it's like to age and what aging is like for women now. Women who are primarily in what we call the baby boomer generation. And she has written a book with a collection of personal stories from real people that she works with. And sometimes the names are changed, but the stories are real. And they are personal, accessible, immediate, and there are many of the things, especially if you're on this journey north, or your relatives are, your mother, your grandmother, and it's good for all of us to learn all that we can learn about aging. So I am very happy to be reading it again, and I wanted to share it. A lot of the work I do as a librarian is teaching libraries to become dementia friendly and to be friendlier in general for people as they get older. Libraries that are really perfect for seniors and as well as other people, but I'm into dementia-friendly libraries. So this has been great for me because this is about the journey in all kinds of directions that we go on as we age. So Women Rowing North, I'm reading it again, and I think you might like it. But if you have any questions, ask me about it. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is a current event. If you've been thinking about the Ahmaud Arbery case, and why did it take 2 months and a video to draw attention to the fact that this guy was shot and killed while he was jogging? I've got some suggestions for you for reading. You can read all the articles about it, but I find oftentimes that fiction creates a context for me that helps me to understand real life problems. And I'm going to suggest the book that I talked about the other day, that The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead, and it just won the 2020 Pulitzer Prize. He just won his second Pulitzer Prize for this book, and it is an awesome book. This is the story of the Dozier School, and what I think is so especially compelling for us reading it is that this happened right here in our own state, practically in our own neighborhood, and during many of our lifetimes. And it's a terrible story, and it's a shameful story, and it should never have happened, but it did happen. And we need to learn from this, we need to work on this, and we need to understand what happened. And a very large part of this book comes from the racial tensions that exist in our state and in our country and in our world. So I find that understanding racial tension, reading fiction helps. And The Nickel Boys, it will help. If you want to know more about this, or if you want to read some other things, there are a couple of great young adults, many great young adult novels, but 2 of them that I really recommend for beginning to understand what it's like to be a young black man in the United States today are The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas and All American Boys by Jason Reynolds. Both of these give you a real life real-time experience if you were a kid. And one is from a girl's point of view and one is from a boy's. They are both great books. And if you want to back it up and read some nonfiction and understand what it's like to be a young black man in the world today, or to be the dad of a young black man, then you might try Ta-Nehisi Coates' Between the World and Me. This is a very short book, and it's a letter written to his son about what he wants him to watch out for. If you're interested in reading about racial justice, I got lots of suggestions, so don't hesitate to ask. And the last book that I want to talk about today is super fun. This book is Sanditon, and it's written by Jane Austen. Yeah, Jane Austen. And it was just published. So I did not know about this book. I don't know how I missed it, but I didn't know about it. And I heard about Sanditon, the television show, and how great it was. And I have not seen it yet. It's a PBS special, and I've heard it's wonderful, but I haven't seen it. And then I found out it came from a book. And the book was written by Jane Austen, only she didn't finish it. She stopped writing this book in March of 1817. Now, if you read this book, you will think that's amazing because it reads like something that might have happened yesterday. And there are several versions because many authors have tried to finish this book. The one that I read is by Jane Austen and Kate Riordan, and it is really fun. It sounds like Jane Austen, only a little bit like Jane Austen now, except they're wearing dresses like 1817, and romance is run by like 1817, but lots of risque stuff. And it all happens around this. It's a story of Charlotte, who is a little bit of a country bumpkin, nice girl. She lives in the country, which is really, in this point, is only about 7 or 8 miles from the seashore, but she's never been there. She goes to the seashore for the beginning of the first big sea resort in that section of the British coast, and, well, romance all over the place. Romance happens. It's wonderful. It's got manners, it's got costumery, it's got characters, and it's really fun. So that's all I have time for today. But I am so happy to talk to you, and I want to remind you, Book Buzz Live, Wednesday, May 20th, 3 o'clock. I hope I see you then. Happy reading. Bye for now.